Hello, this is Paige McNamee for FinextraTV. And for this latest episode of Finextra UnPlugged, I am joined by Monica Long of RippleX. Monica, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, Paige.
No, it's my pleasure. So as General Manager of RippleX, there are infinite questions that I could bombard you with today. However, we're going to focus on sustainability and specifically sustainability within the crypto space. So it's nothing new to note that cryptocurrencies have been criticized in the past for having significant energy consumption and, a significant environmental footprint. However, Ripple has made multiple strong commitments to sustainability. I remember speaking to Ken Weber, the head of social impact, I believe, of Ripple, about some of these commitments last year. But now it would be fantastic to hear from your position why you feel fintechs are well positioned to make a carbon neutral future for global finance a reality.
Sustainability, of course, is a global priority across all industries, and finance is no exception. If we look at financial systems and money, they weren't built green by design, given the times. And so you look at something like cash, and we don't have to just consider the energy consumed to use cash, but also the water pollution and deforestation that goes into making the cash. So I think what fintechs have as an advantage is they're becoming more and more a part of the larger global financial system. And being digital first, we have the opportunity to be green by design and to be addressing sustainability upfront so that it's scalable into the future.
No, fantastic. And green by design is obviously absolutely fundamental of this. But why is addressing sustainability in the crypto industry a priority?
That's a great question. So crypto is the future of money, and the predominant system for creating and confirming transactions in cryptocurrency is a system called proof of work. Proof of work is very energy intensive. You were kind of mentioning that up front. And what we saw last year was this watershed moment where crypto has really gone mainstream. And you see companies like PayPal and Visa, Tesla, Square, et cetera, all getting into Bitcoin in particular. And what happened is with that major increase in demand for Bitcoin in particular, Bitcoin mining increased more than 2 times. And to put that into perspective, like what is the carbon footprint of a Bitcoin transaction? One Bitcoin transaction is equivalent to burning about 75 gallons of gas. And so we can see that as the systems scale, there's going to be a real energy crisis on our hands. And so the reason we need to address it now is we have the opportunity while the industry is still young to work on these problems and to create more sustainable methods of for cryptocurrency.
No, of course. And why would you say, or how even would you say that XRP is better for the environment than other coins like Bitcoin?
So cryptocurrencies use different methods for confirmation. So I just mentioned mining, and the XRP ledger uses a completely different method called, it's a consensus algorithm. And to put into perspective what the energy use is of that consensus algorithm versus mining, it's about 120,000 times more energy efficient. The energy use is about the same as someone running an email server. So something that we feel really strongly about is using XRP Ledger and XRP in our products because it's green by design and will be sustainable at scale.
And I mean, when you put it like that, it seems, it's the obvious, sensible approach. But what is holding up wider uptake of sustainability-led initiatives across cryptocurrency?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's broadly 2 things. One, the industry is still an emerging industry and it's gone through a lot of hyper growth. So I don't think that sustainability has been front and center in the conversation yet. I'm really happy, even since you spoke with my colleague Ken, I think it's become more front and center and people are waking up to, hey, this, you look at the math behind what Bitcoin mining will look like at even broader scale, and you can kind of open your eyes to this is something we need to address now. I will say there's been others in this space. So Cello is a blockchain that's committed to decarbonization. Watershed is a great nonprofit or consulting organization that has partnered with Square to decarbonize their Bitcoin transactions. So we're seeing efforts, which is great, but I do believe, secondly, that individual efforts will only take us so far. And what's really needed is the industry to come together. So key industry players to kind of make a pact, commit to, hey, we acknowledge this problem. We're going to commit on working toward a carbon neutral future. In terms of the types of energy that's being used, and also innovating more, similar to how XRP Ledger has created a new system that's not so energy consumptive.
Cooperation is so valuable in these kind of situations. What work would you say itself to meet carbon net zero targets beyond, the typical purchasing of carbon offsets and that kind of initiative?
Yes. So our first step is to measure our carbon footprint and really understand it. And beyond buying offsets, looking for ways to reduce our overall footprint in the emissions that as a company we're producing, as well as looking for alternative energy sources where possible. The second thing we did is we partnered with a nonprofit called Energy Web Foundation and co-developed a tool called EW0. It's completely open source, so any blockchain can use it to evaluate what is the carbon footprint for that blockchain and to source alternative energy sources or buy offsets. So it's out there, it's free and open source for anyone to use. We hope others in the industry will take it up. And then lastly, the third piece is just committing to support research and innovation in the space. There's a foundation called XRP Ledger Foundation we also support toward that end.
Oh, fantastic. Well, it sounds like Ripple is doing just so much to contribute to the sustainability space. Thank you so much for your time, Monica. It's been great speaking to you.
Oh, thank you so much, Paige.